Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so what we're doing right now is trying to understand why we need our step goal for fat loss. All right. Let's use Coach K for example. All right, cool. What we're calculating right now is our basal metabolic rate. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just an example. Calculating our basal metabolic rate, and the basal metabolic rate tells you how much it costs to keep your lights on, right? Just to run the system, to blink your eyes, to salivate your mouth, to breathe, to pump blood, to shed skin, to grow hair. How much would it cost to run your body if you didn't do nothing else that day from a sedentary state? Okay. Basal metabolic rate, that's what that means. So let's see. For example, we're going to use me. Example only, right? So total
Mm-hmm.
daily energy expenditure, which is my basal metabolic rate, would be somewhere around 2,050 calories if I don't do nothing today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But if I go from 0 steps to 3,000 steps, which would technically be lightly active, 0 to 3,000 steps, let's look and see how that changes how much it costs to run my body. That adds 300 extra calories, right? Almost
Mm-hmm.
100 calories per 100 steps. Okay. 2350 would be what it would take to go from 0 to 3,000. Now we go 3,000 to maybe about 7,000 steps a day. Okay. 7,000 steps a day and maybe 1 or 2 resistance training sessions, 1, 2, or 3 resistance training sessions a week. Okay. 2,600 calories to run my body. Right. And if I'm very active, I'm doing 10,000 steps a day and 4 to 6 resistance training sessions a week. My body is now 1,000 calories more expensive to run just because I'm hitting 10,000 steps a day, just because I'm doing my resistance training. Now, why does that matter? Let me see if I can draw on here. Um, Annotate. Okay, cool. Why does that matter? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to take what it costs, like just to be alive, and we're trying to make that more expensive for you to be alive. Okay. This gap right here is fat burning. And
Mm-hmm.
the more expensive you are to be alive, the more
Mm-hmm.
body fat your body is going to have to use to fill in this gap. Right. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
this is just from sedentary to 3,000 steps, but we could go from sedentary to 6,000 steps and on and on and on. Right. And these gaps are where the fat burning takes place. Okay. Sorry for my wrong doodle, right? My doodle, left-handed doodle. But this is what we want to achieve. Okay. So now with this understanding of why our activity is so important to raising our cost, right? What's that making you think in terms of like prioritizing the activity component of what we're doing as well?
I think with this in mind, I am going to commit to at least 2 walking blocks a day to get
Okay.
those 8,000 steps in. And I think one of the other things that when we were talking, I guess now 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
I think I had, because I was still close to meeting my step goal a lot before vacation. But I think one of my issues is, once again, that comfort zone that we talked about,
Yeah.
and I'm doing a bit extra. So I was literally like, so instead of just making sure that, um seeing how much I walked around the house and then getting walks up to get me at 7,000, what I
Mhm.
need to do is flip that. 7,000 is my basic. So my walks are my basic, and whatever walking I do around the house, that gets me up
It's
to
additional.
9,000 additional. I was
Mhm.
going into like what we talked about, and I'm picking up all the different ways that I was floating into something just comfortable to
Mhm.
maintain, but it wasn't giving me the deficit that you just talked about. I was literally saying like, oh, So if I just walk for 20 more minutes, I will get me an exactly 7,000, and that's all I need to do. That is
Yep.
all. I'm flipping that thinking this week.
Yeah. Yep. And this is graduating, right? This is graduating in your mentality. And we talked about that a couple of Saturdays ago, is that as your body changes, or as we try to pursue change in our body composition, our mindset must follow. There are actually more mindset changes along the way than there are physical changes along the way. And so the one shift that you're making from I'm doing what's required to I'm going to surpass what's required is actually what's going to usher in this next phase of what it is that we're trying to pursue. Okay. You make yourself more expensive to keep alive. Your body has to pull energy from somewhere. And that energy that we want the body to pull is from here and from here and from here and from here. We need the body to be eating its fat, because as we think about the body fat that we're carrying, then I'll let you go. The body fat that we're carrying, I think I've used this example before as well. Carbs are energy that your body can use right now or store for later. Fats are energy that your body can use right now or store for later. But protein is energy that your body is using to build, grow, repair, and heal. Okay. So then your body fat is made up of the carbohydrates and fats that you ate a couple of years ago that you didn't need in that moment. Thank God for this system, right? But body fat is a debt. Think about it like that. Body fat is a balance you're still carrying on your credit card.
God knows
And
I feel.
for some of us, we carrying a balance 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And so the way we get rid of that balance is we start to spend more in the cash, right? And the cash is protein, movement, resistance, sustainable calorie deficit. That's the cash money, so that we can clear out this debt. Okay.
Got it. Now that makes sense. So my priorities are going to be reintroducing the strength training
Yes.
and getting my step count up by actually doing the steps and not thinking of them as surplus.
Yes. Okay.
I got it.
I know you do. And you know you do.
I just gotta
You
do
know
it.
you do.
I gotta do it.
You just got to do it. That's it. And the mental just got to do it. That's like past motivation. That's past being motivated to do it. You're not going to be motivated to do it. You're not going to want to. There's nothing you can say to yourself. There's no video you can watch. There's nothing I can say to you. There's nothing nobody in the group is doing that'll make you want to do it. So you just have to decide that it's going to get done.
Yeah, I'm ready to get to that next level and get out of the 270s.
Let's do it.
I'm overdue.
Let's do it. We can do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for your time today. You have a wonderful weekend. I'm looking for stuff over the next few days. Okay.
Okay.
So we got this. We can do it.
It's gonna be there. Just don't forget to add them to my checklist, the exercises to my checklist. Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. You're good.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, Coach.
All right. Bye.